Hello everybody, and welcome to the second part of my series of talks about my book. Last time we talked about the origins of tarot and how it links to the Kabbalah. This time I want to talk about the origins of the Kabbalah and how that may be linked to Egypt. So obviously, as many of you know, Moses spent some time in Egypt, so it's possible I thought that maybe the link was around that person. But what I actually discovered was that Kabbalah originated in Provence in about 1200, and the most fascinating thing I found out about that was that the Jews in Provence built up a bit of a bond with the Gnostic Christians in Provence, who were the Cathars. And I'm sure some of you have heard of the Cathars. They were a particular sect of Christianity that the Roman Catholics did their best to eradicate. And because the Catholics disliked the Jews almost as much as they disliked the Cathars and the Jews developed a bit of a bond, and many of the ideas that the Cathars had about spirituality got into the Kabbalah. So I've written about that in some detail in my book. There are quite a few links, but the main link really is the idea of connecting with spirituality in a series of stages, which is one of the core ideas of the Kabbalah, and it's also one of the ideas of the very early Christians, whose religion was very different to what it became when Rome got involved. So this I found very fascinating, and so I dug into it a bit further and discovered that the origins of Gnostic Christianity has been argued to lie in Persia and in paganism and other religions. And so I thought maybe this was where the link to the Kabbalah came from. So I've travelled in my research from Provence and went back to Alexandria, which is where Gnostic Christianity started in about before 100 AD, around the time of Jesus. And it was about 0 to 50 AD in Alexandria, and their religion started there. So my next stage was to see if there was any links between the early Christians in Alexandria, which of course is in Egypt, and Egypt herself. So in my next talk, I'm going to talk about Alexandria, which is one of the most wonderful places in the pagan world. And if you look below, you will see there is a link to my book for sale, and also a link to the other videos. Thank you very much.